Dr. Barron and I, as I've indicated a couple of times, you all have asked me over the course of probably since we talked about Pat's contract last April. It has been a discussion since then. There was no urgency for me, no urgency for Dr. Barron. We knew it would get done. We have come to an agreement in the last few weeks, and I believe that's with the board, who has the final say on that. So I look forward to getting some information from them probably early in 2019. Absolutely. Absolutely. I've told you all before, this is, this is my last stop. This is, where would I want to go? That's a better opportunity, that's a better fit for me than Penn State, and this next contract will certainly help me do that. You know, we were a little bit behind last year. I won't say mistimed the market, but with going from 9 to 10, there was a movement that I probably didn't anticipate in the way that it went. None of us really did, but we've rectified that in this year. We've already made some significant moves with our current staff, and I think we're in good position. Nobody wants more for our fans to continue to have the best environment and the best game day situation in the world. We've got the best tailgating that there is, and it's part of the passion. You know, the weather, there's not much we can do about it. I'd like to be able to call somebody up and say, please don't make it rain on these 7 Saturdays, or cold or anything else. So what we're left to do is make as many adjustments as we possibly can. You know, I've heard a lot, well, you know, you need to pave more of the lots and you need to do this or that. If we were able to do that, we certainly would, but most of our grass lots are either intramural fields or ag fields, which aren't, number one, aren't ours, and number two, the purposes for which they're used, the other, whatever the math is, other 358 days out of the year do not allow us to pave them. So for us, it's about, okay, what do we have within our control? For all of our grass field situations, we made arrangements for our patrons for both alternate parking as well as the transportation then in to the game. Not ideal, totally understand, but in terms of the tools in our toolkit and our ability to take care of our fans, those are the things we can do. So we'll continue to look at. There probably are a small number of lots that we can make some improvements to so that they won't be as impacted by weather, and we will look at doing those things. And we'll continue to listen to suggestions. We'll continue to see what tools we do have available to us. But again, it's we've got a lot of constraints, both from a weather standpoint that we don't control, and then obviously from the parking resources that we do have. There are we have some constraints about what we can do to improve those. The football renovation plan for Lash, for those fields, for Haluba, we continue to make great progress through that. We're not completely done with the first floor, but we're closing in on that and making plans to move to improvements on the second floor. You know, we've raised and spent over $30 million on Lash itself. We've probably got another $30 million to do here in pretty short order. Obviously, Haluba, the outdoor area and the outdoor practice fields are another thing, and that's one of the things that the pace has picked up. We've raised more in half a year this year for football than we have in any previous year in our history for football, and obviously we're only halfway through, so we feel good about that momentum there. Overall, I feel very good about the case for support and our community really starting to resonate from a facilities standpoint. Penn State's strength has always been in scholarship endowment. That's been the focus to the benefit of our students and our community. Certainly, we're shifting that focus a little bit to facilities, and that's taken some time for our community, for that to resonate, for that to understand. But we've done approaching $70 million from a facility standpoint in the last few years, starting with the Morgan Center, obviously the improvements to Lash and the fields in Haluba. We've done some the Tom Brose basketball training table and film facility. What we did with Panzer with lacrosse. We've raised. We've been able to secure our our second and fourth largest gifts, major gifts in our history, and they're both former student athletes, varsity S letter winners. So our community is really starting to respond to what the needs are, and they to the previous question. Our community loves to be successful, loves to win, loves the fact that we're doing it with students that are also doing it in the classroom. They're great role models in the community, and they understand. They're starting to understand fully what it's going to take for us to be comprehensively excellent across the board. Certainly, football drives the train. Drives it emotionally, drives it financially, but we kind of like to win in volleyball and hockey and wrestling and soccer and so on and so forth down the line, and that's going to take a lot of resources, and some of it are resources that we're creating from ticket sales and from corporate sponsorship and from the Big Ten network media contracts, but a lot of it's going to be on the backs of philanthropy too.